Jerry was the most problematic kid in Hebrew school. And one day he was summoned to the rabbi's office. The rabbi looked at him with his piercing and old eyes, within which you could see the ancient wisdom, and told Jerry, "Young man, where is God? Where is God?" Jerry ran away. They couldn't find him for several hours. When they finally found him hiding under one of the desks in one of the Hebrew school classes, they asked him, "Jerry, what happened? Why were you hiding?" To which Jerry the kid promptly replied by saying, "God is missing, and they think I did it." Where is God is one of the most ancient and central questions in theology, in the philosophy of religion. Abraham, the first monotheist, was the first person to ever challenge God in the context of justice. Abraham told God, right before God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, "Hashofet kol haaretz lo ya'aseh mishpat." Will the one who judges the entire earth, the entire world, not act justly? Later on, King David in the Psalms asked, "Ad matai reshaim ya'alozu?" Until when will the wicked rejoice? Until when will we open the newspaper and read that some Nazi died in Argentina at the age of 110 after escaping war crimes and living under a pseudonym for many decades? And Jeremiah also asks, "Until when will parents eat unripe fruit and their children's teeth decay?" Why is it that children pay for the mistakes of their parents? I believe that to ask where was God is to engage in what philosopher Karl Popper called a category mistake. And let me explain why I'm telling you all this. I'm telling you all this because yesterday, on Sunday, April 19th, the world commemorated Holocaust Day, Yom HaShoah, 7.5 decades ago. Radical, unspeakable evil took over so-called civilized Europe and was poised to take over the world entire. I think it's a category mistake to ask where was God in Auschwitz? Where was God during the Holocaust? First of all, because Maimonides, the greatest theological mind since Moses, teaches us in his 13 principles of faith that God Almighty is not demut haguf ve'en lo shum dimyon bechlal, that God is not a physical, tangible entity or person and is beyond the human cognitive horizon. God is an infinite spirit, not a chief inspector of police. Secondly, Kabbalah teaches us that the Infinite One exercised tzimtzum, cosmic self-limitation, in order to make room for human agency, for human choice and free volition. What happened at the heart of Europe with Nazism and Stalinism is that we have seen what happens when humanity believes in this misguided idea of complete progress. When humanity thinks that through the faculty of reason and our God-given intellect, we can run the show alone. It was the great Russian novelist Dostoevsky who famously said that if God is so-called dead, like Nietzsche postulated, if God is dead, then everything is permitted. In fact, the Ten Commandments intimate that possibility, that horrendous possibility of a world replete with genocide in the absence of having a conscience, in the absence of having the fear of God. Look at the Ten Commandments above me. At the very top on the right tablet, it says, "I am the Lord your God." And what is the parallel statement? The sixth commandment paralleling it, the top of the left tablet, "You shall not murder." I am the Lord your God, you shall not murder. In a place where people deify monstrous human beings like Hitler and Stalin. That's where a Holocaust and genocide becomes possible. The Holocaust is testament to what happens when humanity is left to its own devices. Furthermore, taught us the ancient sages millennia ago, "Bamuflamimcha al tidosh." In that which is more wondrous than you, expound not. And we also find in the Mishnah and Ethics of the Fathers, En beyadenu, we cannot grasp not mishalvat reshaim, not the serenity of the wicked, nor from Yisurei tzadikim, from the sufferings, the unspeakable anguish of the righteous, including righteous non-Jews who paid with their lives to save Jewish individuals during the Holocaust, including 1 million Jewish children, including countless of other victims of other genocides in the 20th century. Friends, to believe in God is a choice that we make. Nietzsche, in his book Die Fröhliche Wissenschaft, which means the joyous science in English, says that life is about perspectivism. Do you choose to look at life with a cosmic, sublime perspective of faith in the Almighty? As it states in Psalm 119, Derech emunah bacharti, I have chosen the prism of spirituality. I have chosen to look at life from a spiritual perspective. The purpose of all the mitzvot, tell us our sages in an ancient midrash, is letzaref et habriyot, to refine the soul. And King Solomon, who authored the best book ever written about the meaning of life, Ecclesiastes, Kohelet, which we read on Sukkot, says, Sof davar hakol nishma. In the final analysis, after everything was said and done, Et Elokim yira, revere God, have a conscience, that's what it means, Ve'et mitzvot shmo, and trying to live up to your spiritual and moral obligations. Why? Ki ze kol ha'adam, for such is the entirety of humanity. That's what we have to show for. The greatest project a human being could possibly embrace is to try and evolve spiritually and morally and lead with God's help an elevated life. I conclude my words to you with the words of a great American who was taken away from us on June 5th, 1968 by a terrorist on the first anniversary of the Six-Day War, Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was poised to become the 37th President of the United States. RFK used to say, some people look at the world the way it is and ask why. Others look at the world the way it should and must be, engage in tikkun olam, in Jewish language, and ask, says RFK, why not? Why not? Why can we not change the world from a world replete with genocide and poverty and afflictions and heartache and ignorance to a world in which we have an abundance of loving kindness and peace and wisdom and generosity of heart? It's up to us to continue the job of letaken olam b'melchut Shaddai, of rectifying this tortured and sublime world of ours under God's sovereignty. This is what Abraham taught us to do. This is what Moses taught us to do. And this is what, at our finest moments, we have been teaching the world ever since. Thank you.